I'm Trey Guillotine, and today I'm talking about Marvel and Netflix's new show, Luke Cage. Let's geek out. If I had only one word to describe Marvel and Netflix's new show Luke Cage, it would be vibrant. Harlem itself as a setting, to the colors of each set piece, of each room they're in, of each environment they're in, to the people of Harlem, how everyone's very interconnected with each other, how it is an actual community that everyone knows each other, everything that happens in Harlem in one way or another affects everyone else in Harlem. The entire show and just everything about Harlem itself in the show is very vibrant. In Daredevil, the only color that really stood out for reasons, for specific purposes, was red. And the same thing can be said for Jessica Jones. The other color that really stands out is purple. But with Luke Cage, every set piece, every room they're in, every place they go to, there is so much color and so much to see in each set piece that it really stands out. It really pops. And I think that's a great thing to see. It's not as literally dark as these other two shows, and I think that's great to see. Even the music, I don't think I could talk about this show without even mentioning the music. It's such a part of the atmosphere and the environment of this show. It really stands out. That sense of community is something that the Marvel Netflix shows, the street level shows, have really focused on, especially with Daredevil and Hell's Kitchen. You always hear about how Daredevil is focusing on Hell's Kitchen, the people of Hell's Kitchen, the things going on in Hell's Kitchen, but you never really get a huge sense of community with Hell's Kitchen. You do meet a few people who are a part of the community here and there, but not so much that it really fleshes out the entire thing where you can really feel like a community. With Luke Cage and where he is in Harlem in New York, that's completely different. Everyone you meet is such a strong character, and you meet them and they are such a part of the community. Harlem itself is a character in the show. It would not be the show without Harlem, without the atmosphere and the environment and the people of Harlem. Whenever Luke Cage battles someone, the people of Harlem are there talking about it, or they're rooting him on, or they're being affected by what's going on, and that's something that you really see in Luke Cage, and I think that's amazing. Now, watching the show, I was thinking about when I'm going to review it, and what I'm going to be saying about it, and I was actually kind of worried because the African-American culture of Harlem and of this show is so prominent in Luke Cage. It's part of the show. It is part of the essence of the show, and I was worried that I wouldn't be able to represent that well in my reviews. It was something that I've worried about with Jessica Jones because, just like these Netflix shows, they focus a lot on real-world issues. Jessica Jones focuses on a lot of abuse and abusers overcoming the abused overcoming their abusers, and I know people who have unfortunately have that as part of their lives. I personally don't, and when I was writing Jessica Jones, I was worried about not representing that aspect of the show very well, not doing right by it. Whereas with Daredevil, it focuses on things like wealth inequality or veterans affairs and how veterans are treated after they come back from war, and I have a little bit more experience talking about those things in Daredevil than I do in Jessica Jones, and now it's going to be the same thing for Luke Cage. Watching Luke Cage is like peeking into a culture that I'm not always exposed to. And it's a beautiful, vibrant culture. The music, the colors, everything about Harlem and the community and that culture is very beautiful to see. It's even a history lesson of African American studies. They keep naming, individuals who are part of African American history, and I would pause and go look it up. I was like, oh, who's this person? I want to see who it is. Like Crispus Attucks. When they, brought up Crispus Attucks, I was like, I know who that is, but I can't remember it. So I had to go look it up. And, I looked up who Crispus Attucks was, and that gave a lot of context to what they were talking about and to the things they were dealing with. So I want to make sure that when I'm writing the reviews for Luke Cage that I'm doing right by the show, that I'm doing right by that culture. I want to make sure that I show that culture in the writings that I'm going to be doing for Luke Cage. Luke Cage was fantastic. There are so many good things to say about it, but like I've been saying in this video, it was just so vibrant between the colors and the set pieces of everything that you see in Harlem. It looks beautiful. The music is such a huge part of it. It really brings the atmosphere and the environment to life. Harlem itself is one of the biggest characters of this show, and I think that's such a strong addition both to Luke Cage and to the Marvel Netflix series shows. With Hell's Kitchen, it was just a part of New York, whereas Harlem, it's Harlem. it is a place. It is a place that you can that you see and you feel when you're watching this show. What did you think about Marvel's new show, Luke Cage? Let me know in the comments and follow me on all the internets. Also, check out templeofgeek.com so you can see content from me and content from other creators. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and check out my Patreon if you'd like to support more of my content. This video is brought to you by Tubby & Coos Mid-City Bookshop in New Orleans. You can check them out at tubbyandcoos.com where it's all geek to me. So like I said, follow me on all the internets, check out my Patreon, check out templeofgeek.com, check out tubbyandcoos.com, and definitely subscribe to my channel so we geek out some more. Thanks for watching and have fun. So Captain America, Thor, Hulk.